to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 380, and before I show you what I've gotten finished this week, I will tell you what I am wearing. This was a free at the time, but it's now a paid for pattern. This is the Panopia by Patricia Liefield. It is a short sleeved tee, and it's like the sleeves are continued, and then you cut in to do the bottom part, which is just plain stockinette, but the top part of this is all eyelet lace. So I'll see if I can get this a little closer so you can check it out. So there you can see the eyelet lace. And the bottom part of the sleeves here is just bind off, and the bottom of the sweater itself is just a 2x2 rib. So it was a very easy sweater to do. I do wear it a lot. This is done in a knit crate yarn that I had that was linen based. And I forget what kind it was, but I know it has linen, and I think it was bamboo or silk in it, something like that. And I believe, what was the name of the yarn? Red Sky at Night or Sailor's Delight. It was something like that. I forget what it was. But anyway, it's very comfortable. I've been wearing it a lot lately. And even though it is eyelet up top, it's dense enough that you don't see through it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so that's what I'm wearing. So let's get started with my finished objects. Yes, objects. I have more than one. So I did finish the Afghan I've been working on, and I've already sent it over to the person who requested that I make it for her. If you missed that story, I made an Afghan for a lady about 22, 23 years ago, and she literally used it till it fell apart, which is like the greatest compliment to a crafter, is knowing that somebody loved a project so much that they literally wore it out. So she had asked me if I could make her another one, so I did. So the total length of the Afghan turned out to be 6.5 feet by the time you counted the fringe, and the fringe on each end was 6 inches. So the actual knitted part was about 5.5 feet by 3 feet. So it almost, it's kind of narrow and long, so it's almost like you could put it around you like a giant wrap, which is probably what she was doing with it. So anyway, I did take some video though before I sent it off to its new owner so that you all could see it. So I actually laid it on my kitchen floor so you could see it, because otherwise it's kind of big to show off otherwise. So here is the clip of the footage I had. So my other finished object, or objects I guess, would be I finished my fingerless mitts. These are just my own pattern. It's just basket weave. So there you can see it. It's just a basket weave pattern. Basic fingerless mitt. This yarn is super soft. This is bare yarn from Knit Picks, and it was the Imagine brand, which is a fiber base, and this had alpaca in it. It's really soft. And Sue Lothar and I got together, and she dyed this for me, and I knitted it together as a sock blank, and then she dyed it so that when I unraveled it and knit them together, they are exact matches, as you can see. So these fit perfect. I have little hands, so I actually knit this on a US 2, US 2, which is a 2.75 millimeter needle, and I did, I believe, 50 stitches. My hands and feet are some of the only small parts about me. So anyway, yeah, and they fit perfect. They're super soft. My daughter was over here trying them on yesterday and going, "Ooh, these are nice." So I do still have some more of this yarn left at this point. So I'm not sure if they're going to become a pair of socks. I have enough to make socks out of them. So we shall see. but they might be socks as well. So real happy with these. And I have Raynaud syndrome, so in the wintertime my fingers get really, really cold, and once they get cold it's really hard for them to warm back up again, so I will be putting these to use. So the only work, well no, I take it back, I've got 2 works in progress going right now. My first one, you all have seen this sweater before. This is the sweater that I made called Nightshade. It is a Expression Fiber Arts. It has this detailing on the cuff and on the hem. And if you're new to the channel, I made the entire sweater, put it on, it was entirely too big here. It fit in the chest, it did not fit in the bodice area. So I ripped it all the way back to about here because it is a bottom up sweater. So I ripped it up to here, and then I was trying to figure out what to do with it because it kind of like puckered and it was too much material up here. And so I want to say a special thank you to Kim, my friend who does craft fairs with me, because she looked at it and said, Katrina, the raglans don't look right. And she was right, because the raglans, most raglan sleeves, the seam comes at a definite angle, almost a 45-degree angle down from the neck. This one didn't. This one almost looked like a straight cut. So then I went and I looked at the actual pattern to see, did it look like that? The actual pattern actually did not have angles for where the raglan sleeves are. So I don't know if there's an issue with the pattern or the operator, I'm not sure which, but I also want to say thank you to Sue Lothar, because she looked at the pattern and did a little research and found out that some people had talked about that there needed to be more, if I understood what she was saying, that the other people had made mention that it needed some decreases done along in here. So what I did is I went and looked at a basic raglan sleeve sweater that I have made numerous times and I know fits me, and that is the Flax Light by Tin Can Knits. It is a free pattern. They have a flax pattern and the Flax Light. The Flax Light is fingering weight, which is what this is, and the flax is for worsted weight. So I knew that sweater fit right. I knew it had raglan sleeves, so I looked at that pattern and adapted it to this pattern. The only thing is the Flax Light pattern is from the neck down. This is from the bottom up. So I had to kind of think backwards with the decreases, but from what I can tell, well, from what I know from the pattern itself, with the Flax Light, you actually do a double decrease at each raglan edge. So the other pattern that this had me just doing a decrease on the sleeve, where the Flax Light has you do a decrease on the sleeve and a decrease on the body itself. And you do that 4 times at the front of each sleeve and at the back. So every round, every other round you do these decreases. So you actually decrease 4 stitches every other round. What I was doing based on the pattern was only a 2-stitch decrease every other round. So I think this will make it pull in a lot better, and it will actually make that raglan edges more angled the way they should look. So yeah, like I said, not sure if it was the operator error or if there's something that's not quite right with the pattern. Not sure which, but I'm hoping that this will fix it. So stay tuned to see if this gets worked out. So my other project that I started on was a pattern that I saw one of our viewers did and had it in show and tell a couple of weeks ago, and that was Sally Thibodeau had done a Tunisian crochet. The pattern is by, it's called the Lamia wrap, and it is by Tony Lipsy, which is TL Yarn Crafts YouTube channel. And so it's, if you buy, you can buy the pattern, like the PDF for the pattern, or if you go to her YouTube channel, which is TL Yarn Crafts, you can find it there, and she does a free tutorial for the pattern. And if you go over to her blog, she has the pattern over there for free as well. It's just not printed out, so you just need to go to her blog to be able to read it. And it's very intuitive once you get started. I did contact Sally because I said, looking at this pattern, it's written for DK and I forget the size hook that they have you starting with. I keep thinking it's a 6mm hook, something like that. I had lace weight yarn that I wanted to use it with, and so I knew I was gonna have to decrease my Tunisian hook size, and I had a lot more. I had like double the yarn it called for. I think it called for like 700 yards or something. I have like 2 skeins of lace weight yarn. I have over 1,400 yards of lace weight yarn. So I contacted her before I got started with this, and I said, is this one of those patterns where you can make it as big or small as you want? And she was like, yes, you can do that. I was like, that's all I needed to know. Thank you. So thank you, Sally, for answering my question before I got started on this. So this is the beginning of the Lamia wrap. Now, it took me a while to understand what I was looking at first, until I sat and looked at the picture a little bit closer that's on the pattern. So the beginning part here, this side is the honeycomb stitch, and this side here is just the basic Tunisian stitch. So you can see the difference. This is actually, I was looking at it backwards. I was thinking this was the border, and I was like, that doesn't look right. Well, duh, Katrina, look at it right. This actually, the honeycomb stitch forms the border. This here forms the main body, so it will go like this as it gets bigger. So like I said, I have 2 skeins of this, and I'll tell you what this is. Let me find my little paper. This was yarn I got at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. If you missed that video where I showed what I got, I went to the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. That was one video, and the following video, the following Friday video, I showed what I bought there. This was some of that yarn, and it is from Spinaway Farm. It's hand-dyed lace weight yarn. There are 765 yards per skein, and like I said, I have 2 skeins, so I have well over 1,400 yards, so more than plenty here. And the fiber content, it's 80% superwash merino and 20% bamboo. Does it have a colorway? It does not have a colorway listed, but it's got like every color you can think. I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of this, I think, because it has some bluish colors, it has some turquoise, there's some tan. There's also just some plain green kind of mixed in. I don't know how well it's gonna show up because greens and blues don't show up real well on camera. But over in here is like some regular color of green. And like I said, there's some regular blues. So this will look good with like denim and any kind of tans. I can wear it with some green. Yeah, and here's what the skein looks like. Well, this is the smallest skein because I've got several big cakes of it, and this was what was left over. So that's what I've been working on this week. Now this week in Show and Tell, check out Kim's Screaming Opossum. I looked at that and cracked up laughing. It is hysterical. So enjoy it when you look at it. So let's take a look at what you all have been making this week. last week that we were only a few people away from having 4,900 subscribers. We actually hit 4,900 subscribers, however I lost 2 of them sometime between now and last night. So now we're back down again, but we're going to go ahead with the giveaway anyway. So the giveaway is going to run for 1 week. I will put all of the YouTube rules, the official stuff down below in the description box. So this is what is up for grabs in the giveaway. This is a discontinued yarn by Lion Brand that I really, really wish they would come back with. It's called Hand Dyed Heaven. This is a 70-gram skein of yarn, and it is gorgeous. If you like greens and teals and denims and little pops of like a berry color, there's some cream in here as well, this is for you. There's even a sky blue. And this is kind of like a pistachio green. It's gorgeous. There's 175 yards in this, or 160 meters. It's a 3-weight yarn. You could probably use this as a 4-weight, as a light 4-weight as well. It is 100% nylon. This is super, super soft. I've actually made a shawl out of not this color, but some of this yarn, and it's like wearing a baby blanket. It is so nice. Like I said, Lion Brand discontinued this a couple years ago. I wish they hadn't, because I really, really liked it. So let me get it up close so you can see it. There you go. And those colors are true to color. So how do you enter? In order to enter, you do need to be 18 or older. It needs to be legal in your area, your state, province, whatever. And you are responsible for any import fees or VAT tax or whatever goes along with that if you're outside of the country. But other than that, I will ship it to you, so if you are the winner. So in order to enter, you do need to be a subscriber to the channel. So if you haven't already, please click that little red subscribe button down below. Give me a thumbs up and leave a comment. So that's all you need to do. Be a subscriber, thumbs up, and leave a comment down below, and that will get you entered. I will be drawing a winner on next Saturday's podcast, which is June 1st. So make sure you stay tuned next Saturday to see if you won the skein of yarn. So good luck to everybody. So Friday's video, what is it going to be? If you missed yesterday's video, it was a tutorial for making a crocheted coin purse. You can click the link right here if you want to go check that one out. But this Friday's video was a requested tutorial. It applies more to knitting than crochet, because crochet, you can kind of crochet your ends in as you go. Knitting, you can't really do that with. But it is how to weave in ends if your ends fall in the middle of your work, like not on the ends, but if it falls in the middle. Yeah, so that is the tutorial for next Friday. Now, I also talked about last week that I am putting together yarn advent calendars from some of my leftover skeins of yarn. So I have been working on them this week. You can see them all in here. They are looking like little candy bonbons, like that. So it is 25 little mini skeins that are 10 grams each. So it's a total of 250 grams, which is the equivalent of about 2.5 skeins of fingering weight yarn. And they are all fingering weight, and they are all natural fibers, like like merino or wool, alpaca, that type of thing. That's what they are made up of. And I have 3 more left. 3 more of it. The other spots have all been claimed, but I have 3 more yarn advent calendars if you are interested. If you are, you can contact me over at KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com to reserve it. It is going to be $50 for the yarn advent calendar, and it does come with some extras, you know, besides just the little skeins of yarn. There's a few extras here and there on some of the days. And so it'll be $50 plus whatever the shipping is on top of that. And shipping here in the US has been running I've been shipping skeins of yarn for about $5 to $6, so I'm thinking this will probably ship in the ballpark of about $10 here in the US. So yeah, so if you're interested, let me know over on Yahoo to reserve your yarn advent calendar. You don't owe me anything until I'm finished with them, and then I'll get in contact with everybody and let you know that they're ready to go. So now it's time for, now here in the US it is Memorial Day weekend, so we do have some Memorial Day sales going on. So got my cheat sheet here so I get it right. We'll start with Knit Picks. Knit Picks is offering the more you spend, the more you save. So this one you will be using the same. Okay, so here's what they are offering. If you spend $75 or more, you get 10% off. If you spend $100 or more, you get 15% off. If you spend $150 or more, you get 20% off. Now the coupon code you need to use for all of those is the same, and it is Memorial24. So if you spend anything more than $75, just type in the checkout where the coupon codes are, type in Memorial24, and it'll automatically deduct whatever percentage rate you get off. So that sale ends on Monday. Lion Brand is offering 30% off of their yarn and their kits, and they're offering double points as well. So if you have signed up for emails from Lion Brand, every time you buy, you get points that you can then cash in towards products. So right now, during this sale, which is this weekend, they're offering double points. So that is Lion Brand. Annie's is offering another thing similar to Knit Picks, in that if you spend $30 or more, you get $5 off with the coupon code GOOD. If you spend $50 or more, you get $10 off, and the coupon code for that is BETTER. And then if you spend $100 or more, you get $25 off, and the coupon code for that is BEST. Now I will tell you, with Annie's, they sell not only their own brand of yarn, but they also sell some Lion Brand, and sometimes in their clearance section, their Lion Brand is actually cheaper than buying from Lion Brand. It just depends on what the sales are that they've got. But they do have a good selection of yarns over there from different brands. I think they carry like patterns and other yarns as well, like sock yarns and things like that. So yeah, that's a pretty good sale as far as the amount that you're getting off. So that is Annie's. Handicraft.com is offering up to 50% off of select products. That's just this weekend as well. So Handicraft.com is similar to Annie's in that it's not just knit and crochet, it has other crafts in there as well, but they also sell prism crochet hooks and knitting needles, and some of the ergonomic knitting needles and crochet hooks and things like that as well. And the yarn that they tend to sell is Lana Grossa. So anyway, it is up to 50% off of select products. No coupon code needed that I could see. And then I checked over on Mary Maxim, but when I looked, I didn't see any weekend sales going on over there. So yeah, those are the sales that I am aware of. So I hope you all have a safe and happy Memorial Day here in the US. And I will see you again on Friday. Don't forget to go over and enter for the yarn giveaway. And I will see you again on Friday. Bye, everybody.